Good morning, YouTube. Today we're in Bieber, California, and we're going to be working on some railroad equipment. Specifically, this is the KSF 940. KSF stands for Knox Snow Fighter. Snow Fighter is a dual-purpose machine. It is allowed to plow snow in the winter or plow ballast in the summer. For those of you who are unaware, ballast is the rocks in which the railroad tracks sit on. It is the bed. This is a rough siding. They don't use ballast in rough sidings. It's full of mud and tiny pea gravel. This is the front of our piece of equipment. The plow. If you'll notice, the plow is straight across. That is just for storage purposes. The plow can pivot forwards or backwards to make either a slant to the left, slant to the right, a V forward, or an A towards the rear, and can plow in both directions. Can move ballast from one side of the tracks to the other, from the outside to the inside, or from the inside to the outside of the rail. It has stop locks, can roll down, sit on top, and rest just above the ground. Wheels, brakes. This is a ballast wing. Ballast wing, as you can see, has a front door that pivots open. It can pivot out just as far as it's pivoted in. Same with the rear. The ballast wing can work in both directions, forward or reverse, just like the plow. It has a turntable. This turntable drops down onto the rail. The machine can raise up in the air and can be spun around so that it can face the opposite direction. It has dual fuel tanks for a total of 220 gallon capacity. Has filtered air for the air conditioner to feed into the cab. And a ballast broom on the rear with a deflector plate that can be raised to get rid of ballast or keep it in to help transfer ballast. This is the Broom Reel with large rubber bristles. These are called broom elements, and they're used to move ballast off the top of the ties, because when it's all finished, you have to be able to see the tie and the spikes, or clips in the case of cement ties. Come around to the other side. Here's the other fuel tank. Up front's our hydraulic tank with an electric replenishment pump, so you don't have to pour. Sight glass for level, sensors for levels, another ballast wing. Can't go up in the cab yet. The customer's not here yet this morning. Test ports for testing all the hydraulic pressures. Quick connect fittings for the test ports. As you can see, you can test your AC and oil cooler fan, your propel system, the broom, your control pressure. Your control pressure is what moves all of the implements up, down, and out. Your propel pressure is what propels the machine forward and reverse. You can also check your charge pressure, which is used with your propel system, your blower, and your locks. All of your implements have hydraulic locks on a KSF 940. The cab even tilts over in order to gain access to under the machine. When you're under the machine, you can work on the transmission, which is a 6-speed John Deere Funk transmission. It has an electric emergency pump in case you lose those pumps. It has a Cummins engine, QSB 6.7, same size engine that is in the Ram 2500s. They run pretty good, but they do have a DEF system, and that just kills everything. While we're here, let's go back over a few little minor details. The operator's seat, which can swivel almost 360 degrees. It won't go all the way around because you don't want to twist your wires off. These KSF 940s come with 2 operator seats because when you're plowing snow, you want to be able to control one wing on one side and the other wing on the other side. That's why there are toggle switches on the inside of the seat I'll get a better video when we can get inside the cab. And you can relinquish control to the second seat and run the wing on the right from a second seat, while the operator can control the propel, the plow, and the left wing. It also has a Deicer system. Keeps ice out of your airlines. Honestly, it works pretty good. Most of my customers appreciate it. Another thing it has, when plowing ballast, sometimes you get a little too much, and the machine is not heavy enough to overpower the weight of the ballast, and it will raise up the front of the machine and derail itself. And when that happens, we have this lovely little Rerail valve. It's a hand actuated push and pull valve. When it's in, you're in work mode, which is normal, and out is Rerail mode, Rerail only. Rerail mode allows the plow to be forced down at full pressure. And at full pressure, it can jack the front of the machine off the ground, allowing you to use your ballast wings, or snow wings if it happens in snow mode, to push yourself back onto the rail. Once you're back on the rail, you raise your plow straight back up, lowering the axles back onto the rail. And then you come back out here and you push your nice little valve back in, and you're ready to go again. No harm, no foul. Easy peasy. Back here, all of our nice little warning placards. Check your engine oil daily. Disconnect your ECM before welding. ECM's right here. Easy to get to. Same with the dipstick. Your air dryer. Purge tank. Purge tank doesn't fill up. Sometimes it has something in it. Not today. Machine hasn't been operated in a few days. When you're in snow mode, this deflector is actually removed. It's replaced with an auger type snowblower. And it goes in conjunction with your broom motor, which allows you to broom out switches in the snow and get rid of ice chunks and snow in your switches during the winter. Over here, you have your engine oil drain, your def tank with a 5-gallon capacity, and your 24-volt batteries. One of them is on this side and one of them is on the other side of the frame. Brakes. The brakes have multiple adjustment points. Got this nice little adjustment here which keeps the brakes from getting too far away from the wheel. Now, if you work railroad, you understand if your brakes are too far away from the wheel, then they're not adjusted properly. This makes it so that you don't have to adjust it as often. Inside here is another little bolt, which is my pet peeve when people don't adjust that, which makes sure that your brake pad's right at the correct angle. That way you don't wind up with brake pads worn completely out on one side and not at all on the other side. And then you have your overall brake adjustment to adjust for slack. And they use the same chambers as your 18-wheelers. All the same adjustments on this side. Same adjustments on all 4 wheels. You have auxiliary controls. You can open this box. You have access to an emergency pump in this box to use in conjunction with the turntable or the cab tilt. The emergency pump can also be used from the cab. Jump start. And it's locked right now. When the customer gets here, maybe I can get a better video inside the cab, although the customer doesn't want to be involved in the video. And I can understand. If you ever worked railroad, especially large railroads, their safety is paramount. And if you happen to do anything unsafe, it can get you fired. And they don't care if they caught you doing it or if somebody saw you doing it on camera. So I can understand why they don't want to be in the video. So I'll keep them out. All right, we're back over here. This is our maintenance schedule placard. Shows you what to do daily, monthly, weekly, what loops go in each. Master battery switch. Flip this to on. When you do, everything is powered up. Our beacon light turns on. These are our first circuit breakers, 1, 2, and 3. Each of these controls the cab, which is basically everything. Your E pump and your radio, which is only 30 amps. These are knife blade circuit breakers. When they trip, they flip out like this and you push them back in to reset. Alright, this is the inside of the cab. Please forgive the mess. We'll go over a couple things before we get to what we're doing. These are the clips that hold the panel shut. This is the propel lever that makes it move forward and reverse. We're not going to mess with that. It's in the center and neutral. I don't really want to move the machine right now. This is the Murphy display. All of the RPM. Messing that up. Coolant temperature, system voltage, engine hours. As you can see, it's a fairly new machine. Run and idle. Run is set at 2200 RPMs. You can increase and decrease and control your depth. Emergency stop. Park and brake is pulled out in the floor right now because we're doing some work under here. Gear shifter works as follows. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear. Isn't that lovely? Back to neutral. Electrical interlock. That pushed in, nothing works. This pulled out, things work. And of course the horn. Yay, it worked. S-bar heater. Works with or without the battery being energized to the rest of the machine. It's connected directly to the battery, with a fuse of course, and it can preheat the engine in freezing temperatures, and it can be set on a timer. So you can warm up the machine and have the engine ready to go before you ever even get to it.